Okay, we are going to know more about this Vinaya, how these Vinaya rules come about. We call it Vinaya Sikkhāpada. Okay, so this is also an important topic for you people because Vinaya they will cover tests in every of the paper. As you all know, some of it during your year 1 and year 2. So we look at the early years. In the early years, all the monks who join this Sangha order, you have to see they are all top quality kind of character. These are all the noble kind of people that come to the Buddha to seek for enlightenment without having to discipline themselves. They are highly disciplined. So for the first 20 years of Buddha's dispensation, all the Sangha members enjoy a peaceful epoch, free from incident of any ill discipline. I mean, all top quality kind of person that join the order. So all those Sangha members that were joining them of Arahant standard. I mean, very, very highly more high morality. They are free from blemish. I mean, there are no more stains in them. They are so-called very pure in conduct. So these non-Arahant standard members were of high sense of moral rectitude who need minimum perceptive direction. So those who are yet to attain Arahant still holding this highly disciplined conduct. So very little things need to be bothered by Buddha. So all of them are very, very fantastic. Then what changed is later years. The serene tranquility of Sansana, I mean the Buddhists, the Sangha, discipline started to deteriorate because of the following reason. These are important reasons you ought to need to know. Especially exam, they will test you on this. Buddha, after the later 20 years, become a very number one religion. So there's rapid rise of Sangha members. So when this kind of famous religion start to flourish, Tom, Dick, and Harry, everyone want to join. Okay, so which one, whether good or bad, they don't care. They want to join the order. And then on top of that, the increase of benefaction to the Sangha. Remember, the Sangha are well taken care by the lay devotees. Besides the food, lodging, everything, they are well taken care, even the sickness, all that. So increase of benefaction to the Sangha. This include the royal support. Royal support, as you know, all the kingdom in that particular northern India, they also converted to Buddhist. So this royal also supporting. They give them land, give them everything the Sangha need. They will provide them. And also, you see after 20 years, there's a growing trend of learning among the Sangha. Sangha member, now beside meditation, they become highly learned monks. I mean, they can expound the doctrine of the Buddha into such a state that it becomes very profound. Right? So this increased the duration of the sasana. I mean, the life of the Sangha, according to Buddha, there's a time span. But by doing this duration of the sasana will be expanded because more people are coming. So these are the four main reasons for the expansion of the Sangha. Then we will look into other factors that contribute to this expansion of the Sangha. During this period, many of the lay people provide lavish support for many lay people, attracted many young men to show comfort without labor. Now you can see that there are many young men come to join the Sangha, not because they are coming for enlightenment. They come for other purpose, because by joining a Sangha, life will be comfortable because everything provided, and then they don't need to work. So it become a monk, it become something like somebody got benefit from the society. So many people, especially male, they want to join the order. So also the geographical disperse of the monastery. Remember, Buddha asked the monks to disperse to every part of the India to spread religion, to spread Buddhism. And in a way, is also expanding more monastery throughout northern India. So this expansion of various monastery at various, especially the remote location, those out of town, this caused a weakened central control, because now you don't have the central power to control all these monks that are located especially in the remote areas. And because of this, thus cause laxity in discipline. I mean, with this no control by the central, then the monks in the remote temple, they become ill-disciplined among themselves. So that is why you find later state, you have these so-called various monks that cause the second so-called the Buddhist council. They have set their own rules against the central pool of discipline order. Like example, the second Buddhist council, they collect cash, I mean gold, silver from the devotee. And then protection from the kings to the Sangha members became an asylum. I mean, a place for fugitives or silent, became a asylum for fugitives or criminals to escape from justice. And now those like political or those people who are running out from something, from prosecution, or those criminals, they too want to escape justice, so that they join the Sangha. So the laws of the country cannot go after them, because if you become a monk, you are not responsible for the past action you did. Okay, so in a way can escape from any prosecution. So this also become another a ground for criminals to hide inside the temple. So with this backdrop, Buddha has to consider the introduction of rules of discipline for monks and nuns. So thus come out the Vinaya Sikkhāpada. So this is a way how Vinaya rules came about, because of the necessity. With a big population of these monks, you need rules and order. You cannot rule like in the last early 20 years. So these are ill-disciplined monks. All these rules is to guide them. There are also many reasons behind this. This rule is of serving many purposes. Why this rule came out? You also need to know more about this. First reason is that the well-being of the Sangha. We call the Sangha Suttu Taya. I mean, for the Sangha to prosper, you need these rules to be laid down, because ill-discipline, in a matter of time, everybody has his own way of behaving. It will be conflict within the Sangha. And second purpose is break or whatever never practice according to the rules will be punished to convenience of the Sangha. Sangha Pasutaya. I mean, the Sangha can conduct themselves well by laying down these rules. So whoever monks who or whatever way, in serious case, will be expelled from the Sangha. So in a way, the Sangha, there's a rule and order for them to follow properly. So there's no way you can say, this is my way, this is the right way, because the Sangha isn't one way. You just follow rules and order. And third thing is that it restraint of evil-minded person, especially criminals, I remember. They call it Duma Kunan Pugalan Nigahaya. This is to prevent those criminals from joining the Sangha. So those with evil-minded intention joining the Sangha will be dissuaded by all these rules. So they are actually, if you read the Vinaya, they are very checked. Even the men, they check the body thoroughly. You are really a man, then it can be justified by those senior monk, then you can join the order. We know you can study. These are, especially you go for degree level, you need to know about this. Okay, so monk, you want to join, it's not that easy. You have to examine, make sure you are a male or make sure you are female before you are confirmed can join the order. All these steps must be taken. So for those evil intention one, they are scrutinized until there's no fault found physically, then you are allowed to join the order. And then fourth thing, the ease of well-behaved monks. So remember, you have all those kind of Arahant standard monk, they are staying in the monastery. So we also have to take care of the well-being of the monks. So every monk should behave the standard way. So if those bad monks don't follow exactly what these Arahant monks are doing, so it's a shame to them. They behave so well, and then the other extreme. So in a way, every monk has to behave like these so-called Arahant standard monks. So every one of them are same standard. This is to make sure that this kind of monk are taken care to. And then restrain against the defilement of life. They call it Diha Dhamma Dhammi Kanam Asayam Samvaraya. So in a way, this rule stated is not to commit all the evils and all the bad things in life. So monks have these rules to follow, and they cannot wish to do whatever they want. So all these rules are tightly controlled and tightly followed. Then eradication of defilement of life after. Samparayanakam as yanam pati ghataya. I mean, those you are as a monk, you are not a perfect monk, no. So as a practice of this monkhood, everyday discipline is that you need any of this commitment of wrong things which you done in your daily life of your monkhood, you have to confess. Okay? In Vinaya rules, there's a rule every fortnightly. If you commit any of the wrong things as a monk, you should confess in front of the whole Sangha of monks that you did this minor offense, which is bad for the Sangha, that you have to swear you will never to do it, and you face those minor punishment. You have to study this if you go for a degree level. So for us, we just need to know a little bit of something of this. Right? So to be a monk is not a kind of easy way of life. You have to very follow a restricted way of life, not as in the layman kind of condition. Okay, so everything is live with restraint. So these are things you need to further put to study all this Vinaya, why this Vinaya rule come about. There's a reason for each and every one of these rule. And then why this rule come about? It's also for the conversion of new adherents. Those new members who are coming to join the new Sangha. I mean, they call it Apasanam Pasadaya. So when you become new novice monk, you must go from noviceship to certain level attainment. Then you can be so-called to the state that you have become a full-fledged monk. So you must go to the hardship of early learning. Then after that, progress to a full-fledged monk. And then all this rule is also for another solving the enhancement of those already converted. So with these rules, we call it Pasanam Bovaya. They help in a way that these rules is so good that in your morality that you can have spiritual attainment. That means you progress from your early state of practice to a higher state of practice. These are called morality. You come to a state that your morality you have to increase. As a monk, those who are going towards the upper one, the morality is highly very important. And then the ninth thing, you have all these two, you will provide stability and continuation of the Dhamma. They call it Sanda Dhamma Tihi. Yeah. I mean, the teaching of the Buddha, because of these rules, will be of great importance for continuation in the future. I mean, with this rule, then nobody dare to make any changes to the Dhamma or the doctrine, all right? So that this sasana will flourish further. And the most important of it is the furtherance of the good discipline, Vinaya Nugahaya. I mean, with a good discipline, then the progress of the Buddha Sasana will be much, much greater than one without the discipline. So these are all these 10 rules which further enhance all the well-being of the Sangha. So I think they test all this in the one of the essay question. You all need to know it well. Okay? So find a way to remember it because they will ask you on essay question of this Vinaya rules. Okay. Now we come to a state. Remember, there are monks and nuns. And there are rules for monks and nuns. We need to study of all the in detail because in the so-called degree level, then you need to go to every one of these to know something of these rules. So if you become a monk, I definitely need to know all these 227 rules. Okay, we are not going to go in. We only categorize on certain class of it. So you people need to know something about this also. So for monks and nuns, there are differences. The monks hold only 227, and then the nuns 311. And then question come, why female gender must have more? Is it very unfair? So there will debate among the scholars. Some say it's because of early monk down there dominated by male. So there is this called male chauvinist. That means women have more rules. But there are reasons behind it. If you go and study the Vinaya further, because nuns, unlike the monks, have more things which the man doesn't have. So in a way, that's why, according to the one of the canon, the Vinaya, if you got time, you can spend time reading it, very for you to explore. Then you'll understand why Buddha created these extra rules for nun. Because remember, the mother, the foster mother want to join the order. Buddha during that time was totally against this because woman that time to join the order is actually against this Vedic period where woman is of second class nature. So in the Vedic, is really against women joining the religious group. And because of many restrictions during the India time, the old times, that many of these rules, women has to bear extra burden of it for their own protection and good. Right? It's not because Buddha want it. It's because the woman that time is considered weak in nature. So you need this extra rule to protect themselves. That's why it come out with 227 and 311 for monks and nuns. So we look at each of these category. Parajika, this is the most serious one. So for monk is 4, for nun is 8. Okay. Then don't waste unfair. This is set by the Pali canon down there. So I also agree by Buddha. So don't go and make noise, especially in my class got one Western lady. She was against this. Next one, Sangha de Sesa. This is another one, 13. Then the nun 17. Next one, Nisagiya Pachitiya. Monks 30 and nuns 30. So the balance. And then there's another one, Aniyata. Monks 2, but none for nuns. Okay. If you want to know why, go and explore in the Vinaya. You explain to this why necessary of 2 and then 0 for none. Then Pachitiya, 92 for monks and 166 for nuns. Then Patidesaniya, 4 for monks and 8 for nuns. Then Sikhiya, 75 for monks and 75 for nuns. Then Anikanana Samata, 7 for monks and 7 for nuns. So total 227, 311. Okay, that is how this rule come about. We no need to study detail on the rules. Right? We need to know the surface only. So you need to know this, how many of these. Mostly important one is the top 2 and how many total in each. They won't test you more than that. Parajika, normally Parajika. Okay, so this and the rules for the monks and nuns.
Brother Lau,
Yes.
on the increase the duration of sadhana, is there any detailed description why it will increase the duration of sadhana? Any mention?
According to what I know, is that when the discipline of the sasana will increase only when the discipline of the sangha is of high morality. If the sasana go downwards, then the sangha will disappear in a matter of time. If you want to know more, read the Vinaya. Vinaya down there will provide you more answer on that.
Oh, because
very important is
I think
morality. Morality of the monks and nuns. He said once the morality of the monk and nun go downwards, then the Buddhist thing will matter of time will disappear.
that one I can understand, but I think I read somewhere, I can't remember where I read it.
Yes.
Apparently, it was mentioned that the more rules, Vinaya rules there is, the longer the dispensation is going to last. So
Yes. That's
is
why,
that
remember in the first Buddhist council, nobody dare to change the rules. Right?
Yes.
Because nobody there. Buddha allowed them to change the rules, but none of them can have a so-called say this rule must be changed.
The minor offense.
Even minor offense like Buddha agreed to let them have a say to change this rule, but Ananda, all that people all wouldn't want to change it, so none was changed, including the one what I call that, the specialized on Vinaya one.
Upali, Venerable Upali.
So probably this morality is very important. Nobody dare to change. You can see that there are changes on other sect like the Mahayana and the Vajrayana. The rules are not so strict compared to this Theravada. Theravada, when you touch money, it's wrong already. I don't know whether this modern time they accept it, because I ever follow those Burmese, those true forest meditation one, they don't even touch the ang pao. No way they will touch. You give them ang pao, no way. You should put into the temple donation box. They don't accept money. Even I remember that only in Singapore, I heard that those monks come to Singapore, they are pay a salary, They must have pay salary, as something like work permit worker come to Singapore. So they have a salary base, let's say 2,000 or 3,000 to stay at the temple. The temple will pay these salaries in order for them to qualify to have an S pass to stay in Singapore. This so-called forest ascetic monk, they against taking salary, also all this money are returned back to the temple. That's what I know about. In one of the temple in center in this Singapore, it's a Burmese strict, very forested kind of monk.
Because they have to follow the local laws.
Our government, when you come to foreign monk come to Singapore, you definitely have to pay a salary on. So the temple will pay them a salary. But for this particular month, they won't collect salary, You return back to the temple.
Yeah, that means it goes through the kapia and then goes back to wherever it is.
He very particular one. This kind of only very far and few. They are very strict on touching money because they follow very strictly to these Vinaya rules. Even you give them anything, drinks also Vinaya rules. With any pub inside, even the drink, is not accepted.
Oh, they need to filter it.
After 12 noon.
Oh, okay.
So those full press month, we have to respect them for the kind of conduct they are upholding themselves. So for this kind of monk, I will extra plus respect to them.
So, brother, now
Because-
you are in Mangala Vihara, right? They have a few monks.
That one, I don't want to comment too much.
Oh, okay.
I follow is the Burmese one. The Burmese also no perfect one, no. Only this particular one, Vipassana one, center, they follow it very strict. The monk, I knew him, he's no more in Singapore.
Oh, because I think
Very, very strict. Even
there are
food,
quite a lot
Chow
of.
cannot offer to him.
Oh,
No
because there
food,
are a
no
lot of
biscuit,
long-term
everything, all.
stay.
So you depend on which center you following. So for this kind of monk, I pay double respect to them because the way they conduct themselves. Okay, anything more to share with me?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to the next one.